Let's get into a few plays for tonight. I'm looking at Jaden Ivey points. The line is 16.5 on Prizepicks. You see the projection is 22. That's a lot more than the line. Let's look a little bit closer at this. It's minus 120 on the books to go over. So Ivey has went over 16.5 in 5 of his last 10 games. Against Portland, he only had 13 in his last game, which was back on beginning of the year, 1-0-2. So over his last 5 games, he's beat this mark 3 out of 5 times. I see what they're saying. Portland, not that great versus the shooting guard position, pretty middle of the road. Field goal percentage allowed, they're one of the worst. 3 points percentage allowed, they're one of the worst. So obviously someone to look at tonight. Will he go over? Will he go under? The numbers are saying, hey, we think it's going to go over, but under is a possibility too. A little bit more research has to be done to determine which way we go on this play. Second play I'm looking at is coming from the total opposite direction. We're going to look at Jaylen Brown. His line is 27.5. His projection is 21.94. Basically almost 6 points less than the actual line. I think he had 27 last night and a double overtime back-to-back. Playing a tough defense tonight. Jason Tatum is out tonight, so of course that's why we're seeing this. The scoring is going to be on Brown, but I'm not sure if he's going to achieve the 27.5. He's done it in his last 2 games against Brooklyn, against New York Knicks. But this is going to be a tough game, road game in Houston after a tough double overtime loss. As you can see, Cleveland is one of the best in the league against the shooting guard position. It's going to be tough for him to get over 27. He had 26 in his last game versus Cleveland. So do a little bit more research, see which way we go. This is a highly targeted player for me tonight. Next, we're going to look at some assists. We're going to look at Aaron Gordon. His line is 2.5. His projection is 4.18. Playing Toronto. Let's look at him a little bit more closely. As you can see, he has smashed this line 9 out of 10 games. And Prizepicks is still giving us this prop at 2.5. It will change. It will change. So definitely look into this one. That's verified over here on Prizepicks. They're still giving it to us at 2.5. Yep, still giving it 2.5 assists. As you can see, Toronto's one of the worst versus assists allowed. So definitely looking at this, definitely looking to the over. They've given up overs and assists to Bradley Beal, Porzingis, Deion Wright, almost everybody they played against. Let's just break it down to guards. Let's break it down to forwards. Giving up to Porzingis, Kuzma, didn't get it. Kyle did in a different game on 3-2. Gafford got hit over his assists. So they give up assists. So this is definitely a play to look at tonight. Of course, the streak is going to end, but I don't think it's going to be because of how the team is playing them. I think it'll be just a bad game on Gordon's part. So definitely look at Aaron Gordon to go over 2.5 assists for tonight. Next play I'm looking at is going to be coming on the opposite end of the assist. And we're going to be looking at James Harden. His line is 10.5 at most of the books. It's 10 on Prizepicks. Playing a defense in Indiana. As you can see, he's pretty highly favored to go under, plus 110 to go over. So if he can go over, we can determine he's going to go over 10. Very good bet, and we would also place that bet at the sports books. As you can see, we're going to break this down to 10. We're going to look at it at Prizepicks. In his last 10, he has went over 4 out of 8 times. As you can see, against Indiana, 2 games. Both games were in Brooklyn. One game he had 11. Second game he had 8. This game is in Indiana. Let's look at his last 30. 53% of the time, 16 out of 30. Let's look at away. away. Last 30, 11 out of 21, 52% of the time. 50% of the time last 10. Over here, assists allowed. As you can see, Indiana's one of the worst. I think it's a toss-up, kind of see how the game plays out. This is one I'm watching, but this is one I may not even mess with. A little bit too close for me from what I'm seeing. But James Harden is someone I'm going to look at tonight for the under or the over in assists. We'll see which way we go. Next player I'm looking at is Jacob Poeltl from Toronto. Looking at his line of 8.5. And these are rebounds. Got a projection of 11. Let's look at him a little bit more closely. You can see he's went over 8.5 rebounds in 5 of his last 10. In his last 7, he's done it 5 out of his last 7. Facing a team that rebounds, that ranks very well against the opposing center for rebounds. They're ranked number 1. Rebounds allowed, offense rebounds allowed 9th, defense rebounds allowed once. For rebounds versus center, center defense 1. So even though he's projected to go over, I would look at this very, very closely because Denver's very good defending the center and they're very good rebound stats. Against Denver, he had 8 and 7 in 2 games he played against them this year, and I think both of those games were with San Antonio Spurs. So, but someone I'm still looking at because he's been smashing this number over the last 7 games, and not even really close. 9, 18, 14, 9, and 13. And the final player I'm looking at is coming from the other end of the rebounds, and we're looking at Bam Adebayo, prop of 9.5, projection of 7.75. Going against Atlanta, who's one of the worst in the league, versus power forward rebounding stats. They're one of the worst. So in his last game against Atlanta, in 2 out of 3 games, 2 out of 3 games, he's went over the prop of 9. The actual prop is 9 on Prizepicks. So he's had 11, 13, and 8. Last 10, you see he's only went over 9 3 out of 9 games. So it's this is a tough one. This is how Prizepicks try to reel you in. They're giving us 9. The books are giving us 9.5, but he hasn't been rebounding well lately. His last game against Atlanta on 3-4, just a couple days ago, he had 11. Can he have 10 rebounds this game? Can he do it? The numbers say he can. He's done it a lot against Atlanta. So those are a few players that I'm looking at for tonight. Go ahead and like, subscribe. Both of those things would be greatly appreciated. Get my premium picks where I'm actually give you the picks that I'm going to make tonight. May include some of these players that we just talked about. Maybe not. More research needs to be done. But until the next video, peace.